So a white supremacist gets by another white person in one of the whitest states in the United States, Utah. Utah is a place that the average black person will never, ever try to go to unless they are just passing through. Man gets unalived in Utah on the West Coast. And today, the very next day, multiple HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, are threatened with violence to the point that they have to shut down and cancel their classes. HBCUs are primarily located on the East Coast and throughout the South. Nowhere near Utah. The only HBCU that I'm aware of is in LA. Again, nowhere near Utah. Nothing to do with Utah. But our schools are being threatened in retaliation to a crime that a black person did not commit. And none of us is surprised. It's ridiculous, but none of us is surprised. And this is why we said stop talking to black people and black Americans in particular about how we're next in all of this, because we have been always. The response to anger in this country has always been to target this community. If you live near or around an HBCU, if you live near or around any rural, sundown areas, please be careful. Please be alert. Don't take any crazy chances. But
this is not about one racist person. This is about a whole system that always protects white offenders while punishing black communities. It is about centuries of violence, from slavery to Jim Crow, to police brutality, to mass incarceration. What we are seeing now is the same old playbook. Blame black people for problems they did not cause. So, what's the lesson here? When black people are threatened, even though they are not guilty, it shows us the truth about America. White supremacy is not gone, it is alive and active. Here is the thing. The suspect is said to be a white man, but the threats are not going to the white community. They are going to the black schools, to the black students, to the black people. And this shows us something very clear. The problem is white supremacy. Why are blacks targeted? If the suspect is a white man, then why are black people being punished? This is how racism works in America. When something happens, even if it has nothing to do with black people, white supremacists always try to blame or attack them. They use fear, violence, and threats to keep black people under control.
This is why we say white supremacy is the issue. Do you see the person, the suspect, the man they are looking for, the man at large? Do you see this man, right? He's obviously white. He's wearing a Patriot shirt. They say that he may be a college student, a white man. I want y'all to stick with me. Now, following Charlie Kirk's unaliving, 3 HBCUs, Alabama State, Hampton University, and Virginia State University, have received threats. Threats for what? The suspect in Charlie Kirk's unaliving is going to be a white man. So why are black people being threatened? Because it's all about white supremacy, and no matter what, white people who are racist in this country, who follow Charlie Kirk's rhetoric, believe that black people should not exist. And so, instead of turning on their own people, because this was white on white crime, they are directing their anger towards black people that ain't got shit to do with the situation. I didn't even see a black person in the goddamn crowd. It was Utah.
Okay, so boom. So Charlie Kirk is gone, and the suspect is Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old born and raised in Utah. White man, white state, white target. This was violence from inside the house, and yet somehow the aftermath landed squarely on black people. So right after the news popped that Charlie had got popped, Big Perm and his people didn't waste no time blaming everybody but somebody like Robinson, okay? Who, by the way, isn't registered with any political party, hasn't voted and we don't know how long according to public records, and then according to investigators, I guess had on similar clothes to the ones the suspect had on the day of the shooting, whatever that's supposed to mean. Instead of owning the violence in their own ranks, Big Perm blamed the lunatic left, which we all know in MAGA speak is basically code for black people and anybody who look like they listen to Beyonce. And the results are terrifying because within hours, at least 6 HBCUs, Clark, Hampton, Alabama State, Southern University, Bethune-Cookman, somebody asked Auntie Tia if her baby is okay. I think he played football here. Virginia State, and they were all basically hit with threats. And then Spelman decided to put a shelter in place because of its proximity to Clark. So all these campuses had to lock down. Students were terrified, okay? Can you imagine being a 19-year-old freshman just trying to go get you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich from the dining hall, and now all of a sudden you get a message that you got a shelter in place because some white man in Utah shot Charlie Kirk? That's the danger. That's the spillover. Black folks carry the weight of crimes we didn't commit, threats we didn't send, and violence we did not cause. And this time, it ain't even a stretch, baby. It's crazy. It's off the chain, okay? Think about it. A white man killed another white man in a crowd of mostly white people, and still somehow, black students, hundreds of miles away, are forced to pay the price. This is the twisted logic of American politics. When whiteness pulls the trigger, blackness takes the bullet. So now let's be crystal clear, okay? Tyler Robinson didn't just endanger the people at that rally. He lit the match that put black people across this country in the crosshairs. Because in America, the crime doesn't have to involve us for the consequences to find us anyway. Have the day you deserve.
It hasn't even been, 24 hours and they've already targeted 5 HBCUs? And since when did a single black person have anything to do with this? At all? In Utah? And everyone they've identified as a suspect or potential suspect is clearly, very obviously not black? Like, yet again, black Americans are the ones that face the most bullshit, having done nothing to warrant an ounce of it, ever. Like, again, the story, it's almost like someone has to be writing, like the same author has to be writing all of these books, because you're really trying to target black people because likely what it seems like is a white person did something, and targeting education, as if black Americans already do not feel safe enough on college campuses, whether it's an HBCU or not, because of people like Charlie Kirk. Like, Charlie Kirk's presence on a college campus equals unsafe to anyone that isn't a cis, white, straight person, usually man. Like, it is 100% all interconnected. Like, the amount of infiltration and lack of safety and violence that Charlie Kirk has already done and now continues to do from hell is just not surprising, still infuriating, and impactful, to say the least. Now they have to shut down operations for a week, or the rest of the week at least. This is... When you see the rage and the frustration and the exhaustion of black people, especially black women, don't question it. Don't question it.
And just like that, MAGA shows their true colors. Multiple HBCUs are on lockdown right now after receiving credible threats all morning long after what happened at Utah Valley State and Charlie Kirk yesterday. And this shows how insane the right is. Even with the only pictures of a person of interest showing somebody with my complexion and a disabled veteran shirt on, these people are threatening HBCUs. Tell us, MAGA, what did the HBCUs do? Did they not mourn properly enough for you? And this is who you guys are at your core. You don't care what happened yesterday. You're just looking for any excuse to do your racism, to do your hatred, to do your xenophobia, to do your misogyny. Because again, we don't even know who the perpetrator is yet. And the pictures of the person of interest is not anybody that would be attending an HBCU. But here we sit with you people calling in threats to these colleges for no reason other than your own built-in racism. Peace.
Mind you, he was taken up out of here in one of the whitest states, a red state, in this country. There's no indication that his gunman was anything but the reaction from people on that side and people who sympathize with him and believe in the things he believed in is to target and attack Black people. And these are the people that we're supposed to think just have different political views than us. People who are making us scapegoats of something that we clearly had nothing to do with. And that's why we don't have to be sad.
4 HBCUs have received terroristic threats after this Charlie Kirk incident happened. Clark University, Alabama, Virginia, and Hampton University. They've been instructed to shelter in place, and if you left the campus, to stay away from the campus until further notice. This is the suspect who took out, allegedly, this is who they looking for in connection to the Charlie Kirk shooting. So Black people had nothing to do with this incident. Most likely this Charlie Kirk was unfortunately deleted because of political reasons, political purposes. This was Utah. Utah's predominantly a white campus, Utah Valley University. So yeah, Black people had nothing to do with this. I don't know why they turning this into race when most likely this was based on politics. This was political violence, not racial violence. So why threaten HBCUs? You know what I'm saying? Black people had nothing to do with that. And once again, this is what the FBI released. This is the persons of interest that they're looking for. He seemed like a white guy to me.
Listen, let's talk about these HBCU shutdowns. Alabama State, Hampton, Virginia State, they all had to hit pause today because of threats. And before anybody gets cute, let me say for the record, this ain't got shit to do with Charlie Kirk, okay? We ain't got shit to do with Charlie Kirk. This is white on white crime that happened in Utah. We have nothing to do with this, so leave us out of it. Here's the real. Threats on HBCUs, they're not new. They've been coming in waves since 2022. This isn't just about scaring students. This is about attacking the legacy of Black education and progress. False alarms cost a lot of money, cost time, and it causes a lot of stress for students that are sitting around on lockdown. Here's the part that folks don't say out loud. HBCUs are targeted because they are powerful symbols. They are a place where Black excellence gathers, and it scares the hell out of people that thrive on division. So from a comms pro perspective, I just hope that our institutions have their crisis comms in place, that they're always providing fast updates, and recognize that silence just breeds fear. Don't let what happened fade from the headlines in 24 hours, because when it's Harvard or Yale, it's all over the news all the time, but when it's HBCUs, it's crickets. So as much as folks would like to make this about Charlie Kirk, it's bigger than that. It's more about the culture of political intimidation. And if you still can't see it, you're not paying attention, or either you're part of the problem. For a deeper dive, join Control the Narrative newsletter on Substack. It's free, and these are conversations that we need to be having. Okay, bye.
If the shooter had been a Black or Latino, the media would have been shouting Black crimes or immigrant violence. But since it's a white man, suddenly it's become one crazy individual. That double standard protects whiteness and puts all the danger back on Black communities. Targeting schools. Historically, Black colleges and universities are not just schools. They are safe spaces for Black students to learn, grow, and succeed in a country that often tries to keep them down. Threatening these schools is not random. It is a direct attack on Black progress and Black future. So, let's be real. Racist white people need to take responsibilities for their own actions. They cannot keep blaming Black communities. They cannot keep using fear to control schools and young people. So that's the breakdown. If you find this video useful, hit like, drop your comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. Racism doesn't go away when you ignore it. We need to confront it, and we need to fight back with solidarity.